So, what does a day in the life of an American teenager really look like? It's way more than just going to school. It's this whole dance of alarms, classes, and after school activities. Today, we're going to break that entire schedule down, from the moment they wake up to when they finally hit the pillow.
Seriously, have you ever thought about it? Their entire world pretty much revolves around school bells and trying to balance homework with having some kind of social life. So let's map it all out, hour by hour, and see how they pull it off. All right, first up, the morning rush. And I mean, it is a rush. This isn't just about rolling out of bed. It's a full-on sprint against the clock to get out the door and to school on time.
And just look at how tight this schedule is. The day kicks off as early as 6:30 a.m. That leaves just a little over an hour to get ready, grab some food, and be out the door by 7:45 to get to school. There is absolutely no time to waste.
Yeah, breakfast has to be fast and easy. We're talking a bowl of cereal, some toast, maybe a smoothie if you're feeling fancy. It's all about getting some fuel in the tank without slowing down the morning mission.
Okay, so after that morning chaos, we land right in the middle of the day. School. This is the main event, really. It's where they spend most of their time, trying to keep up with classes while navigating that tricky social scene.
And we're talking a solid 7 hours here, usually from about 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Think about that. That's basically a full workday spent learning, socializing, and just figuring things out.
The school day itself has this whole rhythm to it, You're bouncing from one class to another, math, English, you name it. You make a quick stop at your locker, try to chat with your friends for a few minutes in the hallway, and then boom, the bell rings again. Lunch is really the only proper break you get. And then you have the big lunch decision. It's the classic choice, right? Do you bring food from home, or do you grab whatever the cafeteria is serving? Honestly, a lot of the time, it's less about the food and more about just having that time to hang out.
So the 3 p.m. bell rings, and just like that, the super structured part of the day is over. This is where things open up, and a teenager's own choices and priorities really start to shape the rest of the day.
And as you can see, the options are all over the place. For some, it's straight to sports practice or a club meeting. But for a lot of others, it's all about just getting home to decompress. Playing video games, scrolling through social media, or just relaxing. And that brings us to the last leg of the journey, the evening. This is where everything winds down. The focus shifts back to being at home, dealing with family, and taking care of any leftover responsibilities. The evening usually breaks down into three main parts. First up, you've got homework. Got to get those assignments done. Then it's dinner, which is often a chance to actually sit down with family. And finally, if there's time, it's all about entertainment, watching some TV or streaming a show. So the day usually wraps up somewhere between 10 and 11 p.m. But, it's not really an end. It's more like hitting the reset button so you can get enough sleep to wake up and do it all over again tomorrow. So what's the big picture here? Well, when you put all these pieces together, you see the American teen routine is this non-stop juggling act. It's a super busy, highly structured life, constantly balancing schoolwork, friends, hobbies, and family. It's a lot. Which kind of leaves us with this big question, right? In a day that is so jam-packed with things you have to do, how much room is there for just discovering who you are? When everything is scheduled down to the minute, what gets lost in the process? That's definitely something to think about.